We are back on the R2 at Feggy channel. Last week we did pretty well with my predictions. Let's get straight into it. Game number one, we have Wolves versus Crystal Palace. I have this going down as a 1-1 draw. I think Crystal Palace are really good defensively. I think Wolves are going to struggle to crack through Crystal Palace. I think Jimenez will probably get that one breakthrough goal off of probably a cross from Podence. For Palace, I believe Zaha's been playing out of his skin recently, so I think he'll definitely either get the goal or assist for this game. I think it's going to be a really exciting game, though. On to the first game of Halloween. We have Man City versus Sheffield United. I have Man City win this game 3-0. Although Man City they've dropped a lot of points so far this season. I feel like City's definitely going to take this game. Sheffield looked terrible so far. I think we'll finally see a big game from De Bruyne. He's been at a very slow start this season, hasn't really done too much. I think a lot of people have dropped him from their fantasy teams because of this reason. I think Aguero coming back was big for Man City too. I feel like he'll also have a pretty good game. On to the next game, we have Burnley versus Chelsea. I have Chelsea win this game 2-1. Burnley have struggled so far this season, and I'm not giving them anything else. I think Chelsea will easily take home this game 2-1, although they might have a scare goal towards the end, which might make them end up losing, feel like they might lose the game. But I think Chelsea throughout the game will be pretty comfortable. I think Burnley's not really known for possessing the ball too well. So I think Chelsea it'll be a similar game to when they played Crystal Palace, but I think it's going to be easy result for Chelsea. On to the last game of Saturday, we have Liverpool versus West Ham. Although West Ham have played pretty well so far this season, I have them losing the game 3-1. I think we're going to see a really big game from Mo Salah. Every other game, it seems like he goes off. His form has dropped off a little recently, but I think this is going to be another big game for him. Obviously, Yota has been playing really well. He played really well for Liverpool in Europe. I think their form will continue. On to our Sunday games. First off, we have Aston Villa versus Southampton. I have this going as a 2-2 draw. I think we've finally seen the end of Aston Villa's big run of games to start the season. Obviously, they won their first 4 games of the season, resulting in 12 points. I think that's over now. I don't feel like they're going to score too much anymore this season. I feel like it was just a really lucky start of the season. And then I think Southampton, I think Danny Ings has been incredible so far, especially last game. I think his form will continue into this week, and I think he'll likely score both goals. On to the next game, we have Newcastle versus Everton. I have Everton taking on this game 2-0. I did predict last week they would struggle without James, but I think even without James, they will easily cruise through Newcastle. I don't see Newcastle as that good of a team this year. So yeah, Everton will win this game 2-0. On to the biggest game of the week, we have Man U versus Arsenal. I have this going down as a big goal fest. I have it going down as 4-2 to Man U. This is the must-watch game of the week. I think Greenwood's going to have a big game with Martial being out. Rashford looked really good in Europe this week, so I think he'll have a huge game against Arsenal. For Arsenal, I would love to see Aubameyang finally find his form. He's been having a really slow season so far, hasn't scored much at all. So I'd love to see him score. On to the last game of Sunday, we have Spurs versus Brighton. Brighton's been really good at keeping in games. They've just been kind of unlucky with everyone they've played so far. I have Spurs taking on the game 3-2. I think it's going to be a really close game because Spurs tends to leave teams in the game for a long time, and Brighton tends to linger around teams for a while. So I think it's going to be a really exciting game. I think it's instrumental that Son stays on the pitch for Spurs. Whenever he goes off, it just seems like bad things always happen, and they end up drawing or even getting close to losing. So I feel like he needs to stay on the field because the combo with him and Kane is really good so far. I think they have 14 combined goals so far this season, or goal assist contributions to each other. So I think it's crucial they stay on the field with each other. On Brighton's end, I feel like Maupay will probably have a decent game. Whenever he's on the field, you can mostly expect him to score if Brighton does score in the game. So yeah, on to our Monday games. The first game is Fulham versus West Brom. I'd stay away from this game betting-wise, fantasy-wise, and watching-wise especially. I don't think this game's going to be too pretty on the eyes. Fulham, maybe we'll see Mitrovic score. He hasn't scored since I think game week 2. I think it's going to be – it could go either way. This is why I'm saying stay away from it from betting. It's not going to be the best of games. I think for West Brom, Diangana will likely score or assist. He seems to be one of their main playmakers that they brought in this season. On to the last game of the week. We have Leeds versus Leicester. I have this going down as another goal fest similar to the Man U Arsenal game, but this time I have Leicester win the game 3-2. Although I really hate Bamford and I don't think he's very good, he did have a hat trick last game, which is, I think, absolutely absurd. So I think he'll likely score a goal, even though I still think he's terrible. For Leicester, I think Leicester just won against Athens in Europa League. So Vardy did score in that game. I think he'll continue his form into this game. I think he'll score twice. Leicester have gotten a lot of penalties this year, so Vardy will likely score a penalty this game. I think James Maddison will have a huge game. I think he'll have likely 2 assists in this game. For fantasy-wise, I'd definitely say pick up James Maddison. I think he's due for a really big week this week. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below your guys' thoughts on my predictions and what you guys predict will happen this week. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.